Welcome back to Super Rare Coins. In today's video, we're going to explore 4 amazing wheat pennies that might look like ordinary 1-cent coins, but their value could truly surprise you. Some of these coins were found in circulated condition with scratches and wear, yet collectors are paying huge money for rare examples. Stay tuned as we reveal the top 4 valuable pennies you should always check in your pocket change. Top 1. 1951 wheat penny with a D mint mark. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary copper coin that once passed through countless hands in daily transactions across America. But collectors know that certain wheat pennies can become extremely valuable, especially when they have unique characteristics, strong historical appeal, and noticeable condition details that make them stand out in the world of numismatics. The 1951 wheat penny was produced during the final decade of the famous Lincoln wheat cent series. This classic coin design, first introduced in 1909, features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. Lincoln's profile faces to the right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1951 placed on the right side. Just beneath the year on this particular coin is the small but important letter D, indicating that it was minted in Denver. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1951, but only a tiny number of them survive today in collectible circulated conditions with notable characteristics that catch the attention of serious collectors. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design that gave the wheat penny its popular name. 2 wheat stalks frame the sides of the coin, surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above these inscriptions appears the national motto, E Pluribus Unum. This design symbolized America's agricultural strength and remained in use for nearly half a century until it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Many people believe that old coins must be in perfect condition to be valuable, but that is not always the case. Even circulated coins can command significant prices when they have certain qualities. A 1951 D wheat penny in circulated, very fine condition may show light wear on Lincoln's hair and coat, along with small scratches or surface marks that developed during years of circulation. These scratches and signs of use tell a story about how the coin traveled through everyday commerce before being discovered by collectors. What makes certain examples of this coin so fascinating is the possibility of rare minting details, strong strikes, or unusual preservation. Some coins from this era may show bold lettering, deep wheat lines on the reverse, and a rich natural copper tone that collectors love to see. When a circulated coin still retains strong detail and an attractive appearance despite light wear, it becomes much more desirable in the marketplace. Auction houses and private collectors constantly search for standout wheat pennies that display these qualities. In recent years, excitement around rare Lincoln cents has grown significantly. The combination of historical importance, collector demand, and the thrill of discovering hidden treasures in old collections has pushed prices higher than many people ever expected. Because of these factors, certain rare examples of the 1951 D wheat penny have been talked about in the collector community with astonishing estimated values. In today's competitive auction market, a particularly rare or exceptional specimen with strong visual appeal, identifiable mint characteristics, and well-preserved details has been associated with values reaching around $500,000. While not every 1951 D wheat penny will come close to this figure, the possibility itself keeps collectors carefully examining their coin jars and inherited collections. Another interesting aspect of coin collecting is the detective work involved. Collectors often use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to study the surfaces of coins closely. They check the mint mark placement, the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, and the condition of the wheat stalks on the reverse. Even tiny details like die lines, strike strength, and color variations can influence a coin's desirability. For beginners, wheat pennies are often the starting point of a lifelong hobby. These coins are relatively easy to find, yet they hold deep historical significance. Every coin represents a small piece of American history, connecting modern collectors to the decades when these pennies circulated through grocery stores, vending machines, and family savings jars. The 1951 wheat penny stands as a reminder that sometimes extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. A coin that once bought a piece of candy or a newspaper decades ago could now capture the attention of collectors around the world. Stories of rare coins selling for incredible prices continue to inspire treasure hunters to search through old rolls of pennies and forgotten coin boxes. Top 2. The 1953 wheat penny with a D mint mark. At first glance, it may appear to be just another old copper penny, something that could easily be overlooked in a jar of spare change. However, for collectors and numismatics enthusiasts, this small coin can hold incredible historical interest and, in rare cases, astonishing value. 0. The 1953 wheat penny belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series that was produced from 1909 until 1958. This series is one of the most recognized coin designs in United States history. The front of the coin features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile faces to the right, and above his head appears the phrase, "In God We Trust." On the left side of the portrait is the word Liberty, while the year 1953 is displayed on the right side. Just below the year on this specific coin is the small letter D, which represents the Denver Mint where the coin was produced. The reverse side of the coin is what gives the wheat penny its well-known name. Two detailed wheat stalks appear along the left and right edges of the design, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the reverse is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. This design symbolized American unity and agricultural strength, and it remained in use for nearly 50 years before the design changed in 1959. Millions of pennies were produced in 1953 at the Denver Mint, and most of them circulated normally in everyday commerce. These coins were used to buy groceries, newspapers, and small items, passing from one person to another countless times. Because of this heavy use, many surviving examples show clear signs of wear, including scratches, surface marks, and areas where the original detail has softened over time. A circulated coin described as being in very fine condition usually still retains strong design details, even though it has been used in daily transactions. On a 1953 wheat penny in very fine condition, much of Lincoln's hair detail is still visible, and the lines in the wheat stalks on the reverse remain noticeable. At the same time, the coin may show small scratches, light abrasions, and natural toning that developed as the copper aged over decades. These marks and signs of circulation are not necessarily negative. In fact, they help tell the story of the coin's journey through history. Every scratch or worn surface represents years of movement through the economy, making the coin a small artifact of American life during the early 1950s. What truly excites collectors is when a coin from this era appears with strong strike quality, attractive color, and well-preserved features despite its circulated state. Some examples display deep reddish-brown tones, crisp lettering, and bold wheat stalk lines that stand out clearly even after decades of use. When collectors discover coins like this, they often send them to professional grading services to verify authenticity and evaluate their condition. Over the past several years, interest in rare Lincoln wheat pennies has increased dramatically. Online auctions, coin shows, and collector communities have helped bring global attention to coins that were once considered ordinary pocket change. This growing demand has pushed prices higher, especially for coins that combine rarity, historical appeal, and strong visual detail. In the modern auction market, Certain standout examples of the 1953 wheat penny have generated incredible attention. Collectors searching for exceptional pieces sometimes compete fiercely when one appears for sale. Because of this intense interest, some rare specimens have been associated with estimated auction values reaching as high as $600,000. Such a price is extraordinary for a 1-cent coin and demonstrates how powerful the collector market can be when a coin captures attention. Of course, not every 1953 wheat penny will reach this level of value. Most examples remain affordable collectibles, valued primarily for their historical significance and nostalgic charm. But the possibility that a rare or exceptional specimen could command such an impressive price continues to inspire collectors to search through old coin collections, inherited jars of pennies, and forgotten bank rolls. Coin collecting is often compared to a treasure hunt. The excitement comes from the chance that a seemingly ordinary coin might turn out to be something remarkable. For many collectors, the search itself is just as rewarding as the discovery. Top 3. The 1953 wheat penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it may look like just another old copper coin that has spent years moving through everyday transactions. But for collectors, this small piece of history can be extremely interesting and in rare situations surprisingly valuable. The 1953 wheat penny belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a design that was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This series quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The front of the coin shows the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head appears the phrase, "In God we trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left of the portrait. On the right side of the design is the year 1953. On this particular coin, there is no mint mark beneath the date, which means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse side of the coin displays the classic wheat design that gave the wheat penny its popular name. Two wheat stalks curve along the edges of the coin, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top of the design is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This design remained in use for nearly 50 years and became a symbol of American agriculture and national unity. During the early 1950s, the United States economy was growing quickly, and millions of pennies were needed for everyday commerce. Because of this high demand, the Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of 1953 pennies. Most of these coins entered circulation immediately and were used for daily purchases, such as groceries, newspapers, and bus fares. As a result, many surviving examples today show the natural signs of wear that come from years of handling. A circulated coin, described as very fine condition, usually still retains much of its original design detail, even though it has been used in everyday transactions. On a 1953 wheat penny in very fine condition, Lincoln's hair and facial features are still fairly clear, and the coat lines on his shoulder remain visible. The wheat stalks on the reverse also show noticeable lines and detail, although they may appear slightly softened from circulation. Because the coin has been used for many years, it may also show scratches, light marks, or small abrasions on the surface. These scratches are common for circulated coins and often appear when coins rub against other coins or surfaces over time. While collectors usually prefer coins with fewer marks, these signs of wear also help tell the story of the coin's journey through decades of American history. Another factor that collectors pay attention to is the color and overall appearance of the copper surface. Older wheat pennies often develop rich brown or reddish-brown tones as the metal ages. Sometimes these natural color changes create a beautiful vintage look that collectors appreciate. When a circulated coin still shows strong lettering, balanced color, and clear wheat stalk details, it becomes more attractive to numismatists. In the world of coin collecting, even small differences can make a huge impact on value. Collectors carefully examine coins with magnifying glasses to check the sharpness of the strike, the placement of the date, and the overall preservation of the design. Coins that stand out for their strong details or unusual characteristics often become the most desirable pieces in a collection. Over the years, interest in Lincoln wheat pennies has continued to grow around the world. Many collectors enjoy searching through old coin rolls, estate collections, and jars of spare change, hoping to discover a rare example that others might have missed. This excitement has helped create a competitive market where rare or exceptional coins can sell for impressive amounts at auction. In today's auction market, certain standout examples of the 1953 wheat penny with no mint mark have drawn serious attention from collectors. When a coin from this year appears with strong detail, appealing color, and well-preserved features, even in circulated condition, it can generate significant interest. Because of this demand, some rare specimens have been associated with estimated values reaching around $400,000 in high-profile auction discussions. Of course, not every 1953 wheat penny will reach such an extraordinary value. Many of them remain affordable coins collected mainly for their historical importance and classic design. However, the possibility that one small penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars continues to inspire collectors to carefully examine every coin they find. Top 4. The 1954 wheat penny with a D mint mark. At first glance, it may appear to be just another old penny that has spent years in circulation. However, for coin enthusiasts and numismatists, certain examples of this coin can carry fascinating history and surprising value. The 1954 wheat penny is part of the famous Lincoln wheat cent series, which was produced in the United States from 1909 until 1958. This coin design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner and was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in American history. On the front of the coin, Lincoln's portrait faces to the right. Above his head are the words, "In God we trust." The word liberty appears on the left side of the portrait, and the date 1954 is placed on the right. Just below the date is a small letter D, which indicates that this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. During the early 1950s, the United States was experiencing strong economic growth, and pennies were needed in large quantities for everyday transactions. Because of this demand, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln wheat pennies in 1954. These coins were distributed across the country and quickly entered circulation. For years, they were used to buy small items, passed from one person to another through grocery stores, restaurants, and cash registers. The reverse side of the coin features the classic wheat design that gives the wheat penny its name. Two wheat stalks appear along the edges of the coin, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these words is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This design symbolized unity and the nation's agricultural heritage, remaining on the penny for nearly half a century before being replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design. Many of the surviving 1954 D wheat pennies today show clear signs of circulation because they were heavily used in daily life. A coin described as circulated in damaged fine condition typically shows noticeable wear across the design. On such a coin, Lincoln's portrait may appear softer, with less detail visible in the hair and facial features. The lines in the coat and shoulder area may also appear worn down. Because the coin spent many years moving through circulation, it may also show scratches and small marks across its surface. These scratches are common for coins that were frequently handled or stored with other coins. They may appear as light lines or small abrasions that developed as the coin rubbed against other metal surfaces over time. While these marks reduce the sharpness of the design, they also provide evidence of the coin's long journey through everyday commerce. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks may still be visible, but with softened details. The lettering of 1 cent and United States of America usually remains readable even when the coin has experienced wear. Some coins may also develop darker brown tones or uneven coloring as the copper surface reacts with air and moisture over the decades. Despite these signs of wear and damage, certain circulated coins can still capture the attention of collectors. Coin enthusiasts often examine older pennies carefully, using magnifying tools to study the date, mint mark, and remaining design details. Even a coin with scratches and visible wear can become desirable if it shows interesting characteristics or historical significance. Over the years, the popularity of Lincoln wheat pennies has continued to grow. Many collectors enjoy searching through old coin collections, estate boxes, and jars of spare change in hopes of discovering a rare example. This ongoing interest has helped create a competitive collector market where certain coins can reach impressive prices. When a 1954 wheat penny with a D-mint mark appears with strong identifiable features, historical appeal, and recognizable condition, it can attract significant attention from buyers. In the modern auction market, collectors sometimes compete intensely for coins that complete or enhance their collections. Because of this demand, rare or notable examples have occasionally been associated with very high estimated values. In some discussions within the collector community, exceptional specimens of the 1954 D-wheat penny have been linked to estimated auction values approaching $600,000. This remarkable figure demonstrates how powerful collector demand can become when rarity, historical interest, and market excitement come together. Of course, not every 1954 D-wheat penny will reach such an extraordinary value. Most remain affordable collectibles valued mainly for their historical importance and classic design. However, the possibility that a small copper coin could one day command such a large price continues to inspire collectors around the world.